Hi guys, welcome back. Finally we begin making our project, and here I have the 16 ply yarn and onto the center of the project. Let's begin. This is also called as the magic circle, if you didn't know. Okay, so this is how we begin in the magic circle. It's probably difficult for some of y'all, at least in the beginner level, but try doing it if you want to enter into being an intermediate crocheter. If not, there is an alternative, but I would still suggest try doing the magic circle. Okay, this is how you do it. So this is the tail. I'm going to use 2 fingers because it's a thicker yarn. That's the tail. I'll just hold. You can take a longer tail if you want. Okay, just wrap around and make it into an X. Okay, do you see how I've kept my fingers apart to give an extra spacing? Okay, so I will just go into this. I'll just go into this space and pull this out. Now what you need to do is I'm going to release everything. Okay, and carefully I will take hold of the working yarn and I will hold on to the place where the you see the crisscross. I'll hold on to that and I will slightly pull it. Okay, now I'll again release it. So this tail should always remain within and out. Now I'll hold on to my working yarn. Do you see how it looks? Okay, I'm going to just hold here. This is where the 2 yarns are intersecting. I'm going to hold at the intersection tightly so that it does not move. Intersection and everything. And I'm going to work into the working yarn, pull a loop and into the stitch. And I'm going to lightly pull. Okay, so when I do that, it sort of creates a knot, but it can unravel anytime. So holding on to this place is very essential. So again, I will go back and hold near the intersection, go into the intersection and pull through the yarn. Okay, and the intersection is still here. Now again I'll hold on to the place where I have got the 2 loops tightly. Yarn over. I'm really giving it a tight hold so that it does not unravel. Okay, I'm going to pull through both the stitches. It's literally like making a single crochet here. You got it? And I will slowly tug it in. Okay, so you can see that it has made a single crochet here. This will be my first single crochet. And I will introduce my marker, which is a simple safety pin. I don't care for fancy things. Okay, so I'll just put my safety pin in here. This is my marker that it is my first single crochet. I'll go back into the hook. Again I'll hold on to the intersection, go into the intersection and I will pull another loop. Okay, and I'm going to hold on to the place where the loop is pulled in tightly, and I will pull through another yarn and into both the stitches. So, and then I will slightly tug it in. Okay, and this is how I have made my second single crochet. This is the first one, this is the second one. Again, so I'm going to make 8 of these. So in, pull the loop and into this, hold on, both my loops. Got it? Now what you can do is, now you can slowly release this out of the intersection, because your loops are holding on to the tail. If your tail is becoming shorter, right, you need to make it longer. So all you'll do is you will hold on to the last stitch and you will slowly pull, and as you pull you will notice this will become shorter. Okay, pull, but you will not pull it completely. You still need this hold to work the remaining stitches. Now that this has become a bit longer, hold your, again take on your working yarn. Your tail will go along with the loop, the circle. Okay, you're working on top of both your tail as well as the circle. Okay, so put your needle through both the circle and the tail and pull the loop through both of them. You can drop the loop here and hold on to the stitch, the loop that you're currently working on. Yarn over and pull through both the stitches. So how many did I get so far? I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 4 more. Okay, I'm gonna hold on to both the tail and the loop. This is the 5th one. Hold on to both the tail and the loop. Hold the stitch. 6th one. 7 and 8. So now that I've got my 8 stitches, I'll pull this. Okay, just leave it there. I'll leave my working loop and my working yarn aside. Just hold this last stitch, the bottom of the last stitch, slightly tug on that a bit, and hold on to your tail and pull, and just keep pulling. And as you're pulling, what would happen is you will notice that the circle is becoming smaller. Okay, all you'll do is pull, and you will see how it's coming together. Pull. Okay, don't pull to an extent that it just like curves on itself. Just pull until you're satisfied. Sort of the circle is closed, not fully closed, but sort of closed. Just in case you end up pulling it too much, just wiggle it out and it will loosen itself, and then you again keep your finger on that and slightly pull. Okay, until you sort of close the circle. It won't close completely, but close to an extent, but this still should be flat. Okay, this should not curl on itself. This should be still flat. So now we have the tail, we have the working yarn, right? Okay. So again here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't even have to count because I have a marker here, right? So I'm just going to remove this marker for now. And I will go into the marker. And the thing is, I will not do a slip stitch here. I will just continue doing my single crochets. You can either leave the tail down, or I like to work my tail as we are working. So you can just leave it down there. Okay. And I'll pull through. So what I will do is, so I'm into the first stitch. Now what I'll do is, I will do an increase through all the 8 stitches. So you know what is an increase, right? So I'm going to pull through this and I will do a single crochet and immediately I will add the marker. In the same stitch where I did my first single crochet, I will do another one. So I have 2 stitches in the very first stitch. Now I will move on to the next stitch. Again here I will do 2 single crochets. So in the previous row I had 8 single crochets. So in the second row now I'm going to have 8 plus 8. So since I'm having 2 in each of the stitches, 8 twos are 16 single crochets. Okay. 1 and 2 in the stitch. Again in this stitch I'm going to make 2 single crochets, which is an increase. 1 in the same stitch, 2 in the next stitch, 1 and in the same stitch, 2 in the next stitch, 2 more, 1 in the same stitch, 1 more, 2 in the next stitch, 1 and 2 in the next stitch, 1 and 2. This is my last stitch. I'm going to do 1 and 2. Okay, so if I count, I should have 16 stitches. So this is at the marker is my first stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and the last one 16. So this completes round 2. I'll remove the marker. In the next stitch, you will increase on the first stitch and you will make a single crochet on the second stitch. So which means you're going to increase every alternate stitches. So on the first stitch I will do an increase. So 1 and 2. I will place my marker here, the first stitch in the beginning of the row. So I made an increase. Here it's going to be a single crochet, just one stitch, one single crochet. This is an increase, 1 and 2 increase, and a single crochet here. So you can make out the difference here. You will have 2 single crochets, here you will have just 1 single crochet. Okay, we'll continue throughout all the 16 stitches that we have in the previous row. So this is an increase, 1, 2 and 1. again increase, 1, 2 and 1. Now increase, 1, 2 and 1. Increase, 1, 2, this is 1. Increase, 1, 2 and 1. Okay, so you have the last 2 stitches. Increase, 1, 2 and 1. Okay, so we increased on every alternate stitches. So every first stitch we increase and the next stitch is only a single crochet. So with this we should have 24 stitches on this row. Let's see if we have 24. This is my first stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 and 24. So if you have my return pattern, at the end of every stitch you will be able to calculate the stitches and refer back to the pattern and see if you have got the correct number of stitches there. Okay, with this we end row number 3. Now we'll move into row number 4. So we'll begin with row number 4 now. So in the row number 4, first stitch will be an increase, and in the next two stitches you will just make a single crochet. So let's begin. This is how we'll do it. In the first stitch, make an increase. You have one single crochet, and in the same stitch a second one. And I'm going to mark my first single crochet. Okay. And in the next two stitches you will just do a single crochet each. You have 1 and 1. So you're going to work on 3 stitches in this row, and in every 3 stitches this is how you will follow the pattern. In the first stitch you will make an increase, in the next 2 stitches a single crochet each. Let's do this again. Okay, in the first stitch you will make an increase, 1, and in the same stitch 2. So this is an increase. An increase will look like a V, a bigger V. There are 2 stitches here and then a single crochet each. 2. Increase. And a single crochet in the next 2 stitches. This is an increase. 1, 2 and single crochet each, single crochet 1, and the next stitch single crochet 2. Okay, so let's finish the round and I will get back to you at the very end. So here we have reached the last 3 stitches. We will do an increase, the same thing, okay, same pattern repeated. So here is the increase, and then single crochet and a single crochet. Okay, so with this we end row number 4. Row number 5, we continue with the increase in the first stitch and a single crochet each in the next 3 stitches. So we will be working on 4 stitches, 1 2 3 4 stitches this time, where we will do an increase in the first stitch, single crochet, single crochet, single crochet. Okay, so here is my increase, 1, and in the same stitch 2, add my marker, and in the next 3 stitches I will do a single crochet each. So you have 1, 2 and 3. So this is the pattern we will repeat throughout. Once again, in the first stitch you will do 2 single crochets, 1 and 2 in the same stitch, and in the next 3 stitches you will just do 1 single crochet. This is 1 single crochet in the first stitch, 1 single crochet in the second stitch, and 1 single crochet in the third stitch. We will repeat this pattern again, 2 single crochets in the first stitch, 1 and 2, which is an increase, and 1 single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so I'm going to follow this pattern throughout and I will meet you at the end. So I have reached my last 4 stitches and I will follow the same pattern here. Increase, one single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. Okay, so with this we come to an end of row number 5. Now we begin with row number 6. So here we work on, we continue to increase and we work on 5 stitches, 1 2 3 4 5, and in these 5 stitches we will follow the same thing, increase in the first stitch, and now we will do a single crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. this is my increase, 1 and 2. Just going to place my marker in the first one. And I'm going to do a single crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is going to be my pattern, and increase in the first stitch, single crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. Let's do it again. Increase 1 and 2 gives you the increase, and 1, 2, 3 and 4 single crochets in the next 4 stitches. Again, in the next 5 stitches, the first stitch will be an increase, 1 and 2, increase, and 4 single crochets. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3 and 4 single crochets. So follow this pattern throughout the circle, and I will meet you at the last 5 stitches. So here we are at the last 5 stitches. So I will follow the same pattern here. That's an increase and a single crochet in the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3 and 4. So with this we come to an end to row number 6. Now we begin with row number 7. Row number 7 is worked on 6 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, on 6 stitches, and the pattern is the same. In the first stitch we will increase, and in the next 5 stitches we will just do a single crochet each. So let's begin. Increase 1 and 2 in the same stitch. So by now you guys probably have got an idea of how to do an increase, right? And you'll are getting also an idea of how we are actually expanding the circle by increasing it in the very first stitch. And if you actually calculate, we are doing it as a multiple of 8. So the first row we did 8, second row was 16, 8 2s are 16, 8 3s are 24, 8 4s are 32, 8 5s are 40, 8 6s are 48. So now that we are working on 6 stitches each, we are going to have, at the end of this round, we should have 48 stitches. So let's go ahead, let's continue. So we have an increase here, and in the next 5 stitches we will just do a single crochet each. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we will do an increase here, and in the next 5 stitches we will do a single crochet each. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. I'll show you the pattern once again. Increase in this stitch and 1 single crochet in each of the next 5 stitches. 4, 5. Okay, so we will follow this pattern throughout the circle and I'll meet you at the very end. So we have reached the last 6 stitches. This is what you will do. Increase in the first stitch, 1 and 2. This is an increase, and 1 single crochet in each of the next 5 stitches. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is an end of row number 7. Now note that if your work starts becoming a bit wobbly, don't worry, we will fix it at the end of the project. Now we begin with row number 8. Okay, row number 8 is worked on 7 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's worked on 7 stitches, and we'll follow the pattern. Increase in the first stitch. This time we will do single crochet in each of the next 6 stitches. So here I have an increase in the first stitch. Then you will do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 single crochets. Oops. And with this, your pattern begins. Okay, so in the next 7 stitches again, in the first stitch you will do an increase, which is 2 single crochets. Okay, and in the next 6 stitches you will do a single crochet each. Hello. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay, so again we'll go to the next 7 stitches, increase and single crochets. So in the first stitch we will do an increase, which will be 2 single crochets in the same stitch, and then 1 single crochet in each of the next 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we will follow this pattern throughout the circle, and I'll meet you at the very end. You can notice it's becoming a bit wobbly, and it is okay. We have reached the very end of the row, and you can see my pattern is actually getting very wobbly, which is okay. Okay, here in the first stitch it's an increase, the next 6 stitches it's going to be just 1 single crochet each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we are moving to row number 9, and in row number 9 we will be now working on, have you guessed it already? We will be working on 8 stitches, the next 8 stitches, where your first stitch will be an increase and the next 7 stitches will be a single crochet, and you'll do this pattern 8 times. Okay, so your first stitch is going to be an increase, 1 and 2. I'll just mark my first stitch as always, and the next 7 stitches are going to be single crochet each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay. So we will repeat this pattern again. Increase in the first stitch, and in the next 7 stitches it's going to be just a single crochet each. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Alright, so just follow this pattern, and when I reach the end I will meet you. So we are here at the last 8 stitches. In the first stitch we'll just do an increase, the next 7 stitches a single crochet each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So our row number 9 is now complete. Now we will begin with row number 10. And row number 10 is worked on 9 stitches each. where you will increase the first stitch and 1 single crochet in the next 8 stitches. This is your increase stitch. 1 and 2, we increase, and in the next 8 stitches we will do a single crochet each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Follow this pattern again in the next 9 stitches. This is an increase in the first stitch. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So follow this pattern and meet you at the end. So here we have reached the end, the last 9 stitches. So in the first stitch we will do the increase, 1 and 2 single crochets in the same stitch, followed by 8 single crochets, 1 single crochet in the next 8 stitches. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So with this we come to the end of row number 10. We are moving to row number 11, and row number 11 is done, is worked on 10 stitches. We'll follow the same pattern where you will do an increase in the first stitch and 1 single crochet in the next 9 stitches. So in the first stitch we will do the increase, that's 1 and 2 single crochets in the same stitch, one single crochet each in the next 9 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Again we come to the next set of 9 stitches. We begin with the increase, where we'll do 2 single crochets in the first stitch and then 9 single crochets each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8 and 9. Okay, so we will follow this pattern of working on 10 stitches each on this row, and I'll meet you at the very end. So we have now reached the last 10 stitches on the previous row. So we begin with an increase, so we have increased here, and now we'll do a single crochet in each of the next 9 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Okay, so with this we have completed row number 11, and if you notice, it's getting really wobbly now. Okay, so let's just see how big. At row number 11, it's close to 10 inches, almost, should be 10. Okay, so now we are going to begin with row number 12. So row number 12 is worked on 11 stitches of the previous row, and we will follow the pattern beginning with, the first stitch will be an increase followed by one single crochet in the next 10 stitches. So this is my increase. This is where I have increased. Now I will do one single crochet in each of the next 10 stitches. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So this is going to be your pattern. Okay, once again in the next 11 stitches, the first stitch we will do an increase, 1 and 2 single crochets in the same stitch, 1 single crochet in each of the next 10 stitches, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Okay, so we will continue in this pattern in the next for each of the 11 stitches, and I'll meet you at the very end. So we have reached the last 11 stitches now, and in the very first stitch I will do an increase with 2 single crochets in this stitch and 1 single crochet in each of the next 10 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10 stitches. Okay, now we are reaching almost the end of using this yarn. This is going to be our last row with this yarn, and in this row we will be working on the next 12 stitches. Okay, the pattern is the same. Increase in the very first stitch and 1 single crochet in the next 11 stitches now. So let us begin. So I'm going to begin with 2 single crochets in the stitch, the first stitch, and 1 single crochet each in the next 11 stitches. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11. So we have reached the next 12 stitches here. In the first stitch we will do an increase, so that's 2 single crochets in the same stitch, followed by 1 single crochet in each of the next 11 stitches. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So follow the pattern and we'll meet at the very end. So we have reached the last 12 stitches, and with this we will end working with this yarn. So in the first stitch we will do an increase with 2 single crochets, and in the next 11 stitches we will just do a single crochet each. This is 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so I will remove the marker. We are at the end now. In the next stitch, I'm going to do a slip stitch here, so I'm just going to put the hook in, pull the yarn, and the same loop I'm going to pull through this loop, and this is called as a slip stitch. I'll just do a chain, and I will cut my yarn here and pull, and that makes a knot. We have completed the inner portion of our placemat, and as you can see, it has got a lot of waves, a lot of wobbles, so we will fix that later. I just want to see how big this is now. So I think this is the center, right? So let's see. So this is close to 11.5 inches, close to 11.5 inches. Okay, so now I will keep aside my 9 mm hook. I will take my 3.5 mm hook and the 6 ply yarn,